And I give the call to the member for Riverina.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker, I'm going to put partisan politics aside and put on record the first person I called when I was given the role of Shadow Minister for International Development and the Pacific was the Minister at the table. And we've worked together well on some issues. We've disagreed on others. But I would appreciate, if not an answer in person tonight, an answer in writing to a couple of questions I have and a couple of very important questions. I read from the Building a Vibrant Future for Papua New Guinea and Australia, working together to achieve better health outcomes, and note that Papua New Guinea is one of the most undeveloped countries in the world, ranked 154 of 193 countries in the 2022 Human Development Index. Some of the alarming statistics, Deputy Speaker: 65% of children aged 12 to 23 months have not received necessary vaccinations. 1 in 20 children in PNG do not survive until their 5th birthday. 21% of deaths in PNG are a result of infectious disease. 1 dentist to every 100,000 people. 27,000 cases of tuberculosis each year. Of these, 3.4% of the cases are drug-resistant. Proportion of deaths from injuries, 19.1%, are more than double global estimates, which are 8%. Now, the minister, as I did, would have met in recent days with Papua New Guinea's First Lady, Madam Rachel Marape. And there were others with this Youth with a Mission medical ships, including former PNG Deputy Prime Minister Charles Abel, a good friend of our country's. They're both patrons of this wonderful organisation. YWAM Townsville Managing Director Ken Mulligan and the General Manager of this Community Development Program, Dr Sarah Dunn, who gave compelling evidence, I'm sure you would agree. This ship operates in PNG with a focus on the remote Western Province, providing critical health services, including immunisation programs, health education, eye and dental care, medical training, antenatal services, family planning, amongst other services. And critically, they're providing vital services for women and children. And I, like the Minister, would appreciate that. I think the future for PNG belongs in making sure that we get women and children the proper health care they need, they expect and they deserve. And PNG is our closest neighbour. It is a stone's throw from our northern shores. The delegation told the Shadow Minister for Foreign Affairs, Senator Simon Birmingham, and I, that through the vessel's 130 volunteers, just consider that immunisation rates have gone from less than 5% to now above 50%. How good is that? But there's so much more we can do. There's so much more we should do. In the meeting, the delegation outlined its need for $7.5 million in capital to provide life extension of the vessel MV YWAM PNG, and the funding would ensure upgrades to allow the vessel to meet maritime requirements when it reaches 25 years of age in mid-next year. Australia has a long-standing connection, as I say, with our closest neighbour. No one knows that more than the Minister and I. We've spent time there in recent years. We've visited the capital, Port Moresby. We've visited highland villages. We've seen in remote provinces what can be done with Australian funding. And Minister, I ask you tonight, from the bottom of my heart, will you make a commitment to fully fund this worthwhile project to continue to strengthen our wonderful relationship? If you want to give me an answer, I'm happy to sit down there and you can use the last minute for that. I'm happy to give up my 1 minute.
If you give up a minute, it can go to the Minister, but then it must go back to non-government member.
All right. Well, look, anyway, I would love an answer at some stage because it's just too vital. You know that. I know that. I'm sure Senator Wong and Senator Birmingham know that as well. And a positive answer, $7.5 million in the scheme of what we do with our foreign aid in the area of what we do with PNG, it is a brilliant investment. Given the fact that I am allowed the last 30 seconds, and I'm sure I'll get a positive answer on that other one because it's too important not to do it, Minister. I note that changes have been made with the PALM Labour Mobility Scheme. Stakeholders and I have consulted with me, say that the changes are in the right direction, but they'd like to see it extended further to be averaged over 8 to 12 weeks, not just the 4 weeks that you've done, to bring it in line with the Horticultural Award. Will you please consider making this change to further ensure the success of this scheme? Again, it's too important not to do. Thank you, Minister.
And I thank the member for